Chapter 7 Wonderful Incarnation Behavior of Sai Baba, his yoga practices, devotees and their services like Master Kaparde's plague cases and going to the Pandharpur city. Let's see wonderful incarnation. Sai Baba knew all yoga practices. He was well versed with dhoti, that is, stomach cleaning by moistening the piece of linen. Khanda yoga, that means separating his limbs and joining them again. Samadhi, to get without a food, water, in the name of God, observing silence, etc. If you think that he was Hindu, whether he was a Hindu or a Mohammedan, we do not know. But yes, he celebrated the Hindu festival of Ravanavami with all due formalities, we have seen in chapter 6, and at the same time permitted the Sandil procession of the Mohammedans. He encouraged wrestling's festival prizes to offerings. He seen Gopal Kala, that is the offering of Lord Krishna. Such a unique and a wonderful incarnation. On account of his merits in the past birth, I had the good fortune to sit at his feet and enjoy his words. The joy and delight I derived therefrom was incomparable. He took delight and established own many sannyasis, sadhakas or the practitioners, and all sorts of men aspiring for salvation and moksha came to Sai Baba. He walked, he talked, and he laughed with them always. Allah Malik hai, that is, God is the sole owner, was always on his lips. He was always calm, controlled, though irritable at times, always preached full Vedanta. Nobody knew who was Baba. His deeds testified his status to godhood. All people considered him as the Lord of Shri. Now let us see behavior of Baba. Fool that I am cannot describe the miracles. He got almost all temples in Shirdi repaired through Tatya Patil, the temples of Shani, Ganpati Appa, that is Lord Ganesha, Shankar Parvati, that means the Lord Shiva and Parvati, village personal deities, and Maruti, that is the Lord Hanumana, were all done in accordance with full devotion. The money he used to collect as dakshina was freely distributed, rupees 20 or sometimes maybe rupees 50 every day. The recipients thought that this was pure charity money, and Baba wished it to work in a useful way. People were immensely benefited by having darshan of Lord. Wicked people were tuned into good ones. Kushtha, that is the person who is suffering with leprosy, was cured. Many got due desires fulfilled without any drops of medicine. Blind got their sight, and the lame ones got their legs corrected. Nobody could see his extraordinary greatness. Baba sat always near the holy dhuni or the holy fire. He eased himself and always sat in meditation, sometimes with or without a bath. He used to tie a white turban on his head, what was very unique, and weared dhotar, it's a Marathi traditional wear, around his waist and a shirt on his body. This was his dress in the beginning. He started practicing medicine and examined patients. He always successful and become a famous doctor in the village. A curious case, one devotee got his eyeballs quite red and swollen. Doctors would use ointments, cow's milk in such cases. But Baba's remedy was quite unique. He pounded some biba, which is also known as marking nuts, and made two balls, thrust them on each eye of the patient, and wrapped a cloth bandage. The next day, bandage was removed, and water was poured over them in a stream. The inflammation subsided, and the pupil became white and clear. Though the eyes are very delicate, the biba caused no smartening, but removed the diseases. Now let us see Baba's all mercy. In the year 1910 AD, Baba was sitting near the dhuni on Diwali holidays and warming himself. He was pushing firewood into the dhuni or the holy fire, which was brightly burning. A little later, instead, Baba pushed his arm into the dhuni. The arm was scorched and burnt immediately. This was noticed by the servant Madhava and also by Shama Sahib. They at once ran to Baba and clasped his waist from behind to drag him back. Deva, what have you done? Then Baba came to his senses and replied, the wife of blacksmith at some distant place was working the bellows of a furnace. Her husband called her. Forgetting that her child was burnt, she ran hastily, and the child slipped into the furnace. I immediately thrust my hand into the furnace and saved the child. But I am glad that life of child is saved. Now let us see another story of a leper devotee's service. Master Kaparde's plague cases. I shall now relate another wonderful story of Dr. Dada Saheb Kaparde was staying at Shirdi with his young son for some days and got fever. Further, that developed to a plague. The mother was frightened and felt uneasy. She thought of leaving and reached Baba by the evening. In his evening rounds for asking his permission to leave, she informed the trembling tone. Baba spoke kindly and saying that sky is beset with clouds, but they will melt and pass off. He lifted his kafani, that is the dress, and pulled his sleeves. Four fully developed similar issues on the upper chest of Sai Baba. And now he says to the lady, this problem is with me. How I have to suffer for my devotee. Their difficulties were mine. Seeing this unique and extraordinary miracle, the people convinced as to how saints suffer pains for their devotees. The mind of saints is softer. They love their devotees without any idea of gain. Thank you for listening. That was a wonderful audio of Chapter 7, Part 1. Now continue to the next part. Om Sai Ram.